Hey there. What's going on? Welcome to Pink Flags, episode 21.
Wow, 21 deep, huh?
Yep.
That's a good thing.
Yep. We've been doing this over a year. We're doing good. We're doing good.
Yes, I feel that. I feel we're getting a nice following. People are liking what we're doing. So we're gonna kick ass for another year or so. So I'm ready. And everyone, Sean will be joining us in a few. She's having a little technical difficulty, so she'll be here. But tonight we're talking about get out of Barbara. Let them know.
We're going to talk about online dating, what you should know, what you should do, and what you shouldn't do, and when to start looking for those pink flags.
Yes, yes. Because I was telling Barbara, I
Yeah.
definitely had some very interesting online experiences. So I'm not a big advocate, but then I also know a lot of people that it worked for and it went excellent. And people have been married and people are dating. So maybe even if it's not for me, it's a lot of people out there that it worked for. So I wouldn't shoot it down for everyone.
Yeah. I mean, our own Mrs. Williams.
Yes, yes, yes.
We met She met her beloved
It
on,
worked very well for those two. So
I think, what was it? I can't remember. If you remember what site it was, please hit us up in the chat.
I don't remember which but like I said, she'll be up in a few so we could get at her about it. But online dating is very prominent nowadays. Like
Yeah.
I remember when everybody first started, everybody was very skeptical about it and uneasy. But now it's common. It's like an everyday thing. So it's not bad. And like I said, it could work for a lot of people. But then for some, I don't know. For some, it just don't work. And maybe it's it's the way people went about it. Maybe it's the way I went about it. I really didn't know how to go about the online dating, and I didn't see the pink flags before I went on. So now that we're talking about it, I might actually even give it another try. But I'll let you guys guide me into what I have to do. That's it.
Well, the first thing is people are visual learners, men even more so than women. So, the first thing you do if you want to be successful at online dating is find pictures that tell the story of who you are. And it's like, make yourself look fun. Put pictures of you doing fun things. One of the things, even though I've been out of the game for a number of years, one of the things that I used to do is I find pictures that someone that loved me took of me because you always look pretty, you
Hmm.
always look attractive, and it's kind of like, it's a little shady in its way, but that was it. Like, I had pictures of me sitting on a wall in the Bahamas from one vacation, and I used them on my online profile when that relationship disintegrated or imploded or
Hmm.
whatever. And it was like the look on my face was kind of, it was bringing it.
See, when I did mine, I had like six pictures. I had six different pictures. Every one was a little different. I had me like I went on a cruise, so I took one of the pictures from off the cruise where I'm hanging out, having a drink. Another one where I had on my shades and my black and just looking cool and relaxed. So the picture thing was good, but maybe I didn't come across.
Were you solo in every picture?
Yes.
Ah, never put like your kid or your dog.
Nah, 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 nah.
But if
That's
your friends are okay with it,
uh-huh.
pictures of you doing stuff in a group, like cool stuff, like going to the Yankee game, at parties, at barbecues, things like that, because you want people to look and be like, I could
He's
see
not
my
boring.
situation.
Right.
Like this is the vibe that I want. If you're somebody that like you like to dance,
Yes.
so have somebody take a picture of you dancing.
But like I said, I don't think it was really the pictures. I think maybe it was that I didn't really say what I wanted or what I was looking for when I went up there. Because like I said, it turned everyone that I dealt with turned into a hookup. It was never nothing serious. So, maybe I came across like that's all I wanted. Was a quick hookup or a fling, but I don't know if that was true. But
Was that
uh,
what you wanted?
huh?
Was that what you wanted? Deep down.
Well, I always say because you can't say you want to be married when you first go up there or anything. I'm like um looking for something casual, but not. I even forgot how I said it. It was like not a fling, but I'm not looking to get married tomorrow either. So like I because you don't want to scare people off. Sometimes when you do it like that, people get a little nervous. Like, hold up, like this guy just met me and he's already talking about a serious relationship. So I didn't want to get too serious right away. But at the end of the day, I don't know. What's up, Sean?
Hello. Y'all about to see me do the mom and wife thing.
Okay.
I had the roughest day ever. But
Okay.
let's talk about online dating.
I was just telling Barbara how online dating hasn't been great for me because every situation turned into a fling. It was never like how you got married. I was the total opposite. It was like so. I said maybe I don't know if it's what I said in my bio or anything like that. I don't know what it is, but like my everything turned into a fling. I even got called out for like a nice threesome.
Did you do it?
Well, I remember saying in my bio that I don't have time for no nonsense. And if you got some nonsense going past me.
That sounds like you.
I I ain't
But
got
see,
time for it. And
it's also like I told Barbara, it's you don't I didn't want to scare nobody. Like you don't want a guy you just met talking about marriage and stuff like that.
We've all had them.
no.
Right, but if you really want to link up with someone, you don't want nobody like I didn't want to go in and scare someone away. So I was like, I'm not looking for nothing like super serious. I'm looking for we'll build and see where this goes. Now, is that the wrong thing to say?
I think
No, not that I think of.
honesty is never wrong. but
No.
maybe you just needed to phrase it a little more. You need to add a little finesse.
Right, because my
Like,
whole thing was I
I'm
just didn't want
going
to. I didn't want to scare nobody off and be like, well, I want to date, and in 4 months maybe we'll be more serious, and in 6 months I'll ask you if you want to get married. Like, nah, I didn't want nothing like that. I just wanted to be like, all right, let's see where this goes. If we like each other, we'll continue. And if we don't, you go your way and I'll go my way.
But I
Well,
think in this particular case,
well, in every case I had, I'm
no, I
saying,
mean, going forward, the next time, let's no words, just pictures of you being you, doing the fun things that you like to do.
no, see, that's what I had. I had a bunch of pictures.
No, but not solo, because I think that you were getting like women that kind of just wanted to be your plus one, but
Right.
didn't want anything long term. They didn't want to fit into like an actual life. They wanted to be on a cruise. Like maybe you're the kind of guy that would pay for their whole vacation. If they just needed, if you just needed somebody to warm the bed for a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't have friends with limited benefits that you could take on vacation.
Yeah, that definitely could be it because, like I said, I had one situation. It was this young lady in Brooklyn. We went out. We went on a couple of dates. Everything was cool. I went over her house one day. We hanging out. We link up down the road. We did what we did. Like a week later, she calls me up. She's like, "Oh, you want to come over my house?" I'm like, "Sure, I'll come over." She's like, "Yeah, you could bang me while my man watch."
Oh, I think you said that before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I told you about this
I
one.
remember this story.
Yeah,
Yes.
she was like, you could bang me while my man watch. She was like, the
Yikes.
sex is good. I like how we mix together. So you down for this or what? And her next comment turned me off so much. I was just like, she goes, white people do it all the time. Why can't we?
What?
I
Um,
was like,
Full disclosure, I've been white for more than a half a century, and I never did that. And I've known white people for more than a half a century on a very intimate basis.
and they never did that.
No,
And that was my point. I'm like,
I don't
first
think
of
it's limited to.
right. I'm like, first of all, what the hell does that have to do with anything? Second of all, I thought you were single. She was like, I got my man, but we do what we do. And I'm like, you don't do what you do with me? They're like, nah, not at all. And she got pissed. She cursed me out. She called me every name in the book just because I wouldn't go to her house and have sex with her while her man watched. So I was like, strike one.
You
Now I'm
should
gonna
have
give you
gave me her
strike.
number so I could call her.
Now I'm gonna give you strike two. That number's gone. You know your brother. That number's gone.
Mm.
Now I'm gonna give you strike two. It was a girl on Staten Island. She me and her we link up on Facebook or whatever. Not on Facebook. It was on not even eHarmony. Plenty of fish. So we link up. We go out to eat. We have some drinks. So we're talking over time. Like a month goes by. She calls my house. It's like 9 o'clock at night. She's like, I want to come over and hang out. I said, I got to go to work tomorrow. Like, I. She was like, come on, let's chill. it ain't that much of a big deal or whatever. I'll be in and I'll be out. I'm like, all right, whatever. You already know what's up. If she's calling your house after 9, telling you know what it is. So she comes over, we do what we do. I'm like, yo, I told you I gotta go to work tomorrow. Um, she's like, I can't just crash. I'm like, wow, here we go with the can't. So I said, all right, you could crash, but you can't stay at my house while I'm at work. Like, you gotta go. And I get up early in the morning. So now it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. I get up for work, I take my shower, I do everything I gotta do. I give her at least to 5 o'clock. Listen, you gotta get up, she had the biggest attitude. So I put her in a cab. She called, she texted me, oh, you messed up. You just wanted the sex. You did me dirty. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, you called me. You wanted to come over. Like, how am I wrong in the scenario? I said, all right, you know what you do? Like, so we don't have no problems. Just lose my number and we're good. So, like a couple of days later, she texts me, oh, I apologize. I don't know. I was bugging. I was feeling some way because you just sent me home. I'm sorry. I'm like, all right, let me see, because I liked her. I thought she was cool. People have their little ways sometimes, and nobody's perfect. So we go. Same thing happens. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I want to come through, hang out. I'm like, yo, you remember what happened last time? No, that won't happen again. She comes through. We do what we do. She goes home. She texts me, "Oh, you just abused me. You just used me for sex. I was just a plaything for you."
But that's just me.
So my thing was like, lose my number.
She was a
That
nut job.
right, you lose my number. She was like, "I even let you do anal, and you would." I'm like, anything you wanted, like. So after that, that was strike two. Strike three was a teacher.
That should have been 3. You're a glutton for punishment.
No, you give it three. You give it 3 strikes.
Nah, this ain't baseball, damn it.
That is the whole basis for pink flags.
That I shouldn't have did 3 strikes.
Pink flags is a 1-strike program.
So if I would have went by that 1 strike, I would have never went back to the dating online.
No. Everybody gets 1 strike.
Oh, okay.
Pink flag, you thank you. Next, number 27. Now, number 27, and off you go. You know, when you give them the pound of ham or roast beef, depending.
Yes. It was. Like I said, I had like, and it took a lot for me even do the online dating thing. So I was like, I'm not the most open person. So to do the online dating, and then when that happened, I completely stopped. I haven't been back online dating in at least 7 years.
Oh,
Really?
Yes.
man.
Getting
Yes.
back on online dating. Now, I gotta say, I was online dating
For a
for a
minute.
minute before I met Kevin. But I dated. You know what I did too? My thing was, you know what? I talked myself into, you know what? Just have fun. Just have fun. Don't, because although I found my husband on, what's the name? A lot of people on online dating are broken. And a lot of them, because they broken and hurt, all they want to do is have sex.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Like a lot of them say they want relationships, but they really don't. They just want to be have access to people that they could have sex with, who's hurt just like them, and that's that. That's what I think.
And I agree.
I never come back to the long bro.
I agree with that. I agree there's a lot of people that at the end of the day, whatever they went through, they feel some way and they brush it off on the person that they're dealing with now. And I just don't have time for that. Like Sean, you know me. You know I'm like, if I know you, I don't have time for BS. So I definitely don't have time for BS online dating. So I just was like, forget it. I left it alone. I was like, nah, it ain't for me.
Nah, it can get draining. It can get draining because, like I said, you talk to the people and they're like, nah, I want to take it slow. I want to see how things go. You even get people like, hey, what's up, beautiful, every morning and all this other stuff. And then the real thing is they just want to have sex.
Yes. That's
So
it.
online dating can be draining. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a friend I have a friend who she had met this guy online and somehow he had enough balls to put his girls all in the group chat talking about good morning beautiful.
I was doing that. They do that.
Her and several other girls. Like, this is the stupidness that when you online date and you endure, like, with nonsense. Like, like, I've had a guy who lived with his mother, was an MTA. He worked for MTA, so he had no reason to live with his mama. The mama was not sick, nothing, and he refused to believe he was a mama's boy.
Mm.
I had
Well,
another
hold on.
one. He
Was he saving his money up? It's different. Was he saving money to buy a house?
If you're a grown man who don't have if you're a grown man who don't got kids, say you're MTA, you can get overtime. If we can, when I was school safety, when we were school safety, when we needed to grind, we grinded. Like I don't think that you should be 40 in your mother's house with a good ass job. And talking
agree.
about, you gotta come over when my mother go to church.
What?
Yes. Then, I met the P kid. I had a P kid that his liquor was all on the front of the bed. And then one day we were talking, he was like, my mom, he lived in his parents' home too, but like his parents had rental properties. And he was a teacher. And when I tell you he was a drunk and was a teacher and used to drive drunk every weekend. What?
You dated my ex-husband?
Did I what? I didn't hear you.
You dated my ex-husband?
She said, are you talking about her ex-husband?
Right. Like, he was the worst. Like, literally, one day he comes, like, I spent a night at his house. Now, how I got to spend a night at his house, not because I wanted to go there, but one day I was at my mom's house, all the way in Mount Vernon, and leave my house keys at my house, and I was meeting him to hang out or whatever. So I leave my keys at my mom's house. So now I got to go to his house because he lived in Brooklyn, I lived in Queens. All right, cool. Go there, do all of that, whatever. He's drunk. He's drinking. He starts to drink. He starts to fall asleep in his food. Literally eating. I watched it like I was watching a whole movie. So he has the nerve to one day call me and was like, my mom came to the house, stopped by the house, and she said that she thinks I'm an alcoholic. I said, what do you think? He goes, Sean, you think I'm an alcoholic too?
You're an alcoholic.
Brother, you need help.
Yeah, anybody over the age of 5, the folks in their food, there are substances involved.
Yes, yes. But you got to understand, like, I think Sean just doesn't have good luck with teachers anyway. So, so that's a kryptonite. That's a kryptonite.
I
But,
don't.
So glad my husband took me off the market because
Yes,
somebody's
yes.
teacher was going to be dead.
I think so, because we was about to kill a couple people, so they wouldn't have found the bodies though.
No. That we like they wouldn't. They wouldn't have.
But
Wait, do you remember? You remember the person that was? I didn't find him on online dating, but you remember where he wanted to freaking talk to me in the middle of a fire drill, talking about this is a this is a serious situation, and I'm at work. That's why I never. Speaking of online dating, our next topic needs to be dating at work.
Oh yeah.
Cause let me tell you, you know why? I did the dating at work thing, and never again.
all right, that could be our next one. Dating at work.
Cause that's some bullshit too.
Dating at work is a mother. But this online stuff is like I said, maybe I didn't know how to do it, and I went about it wrong. But like I said, it was the experience for me, and like I said, every situation became a fling. It was never anything but a couple of dates, sex, more sex, craziness, and I'm like, all right, I'm single, I'm cool, I'm all right, but at that point, I was trying to look for something a little more serious, a little more real. And all my friends, especially my girlfriends, my sisters, were like, you're hitting your late 40s, getting ready to hit 50. You have to like, you got to get a little more serious about these ladies. And I'm like, I'm trying, but they're not serious about me.
Quality over quantity.
And I agree with that. But all right, when you're trying to have the quality and you just wind up with the quantity, what are you to do?
I know when I met Kevin, I knew I was going to do everything different. Although he was online, I was dating with intention. I told him everything. I laid everything out on the table our very first conversation because I knew I didn't want to play any games.
But see, all right, I understand that. And I do that. I would go on a date. We would have the conversations. We would talk about a little of everything. And I'm like, I'm not here like for a one night stand. Like, I'm not saying I want to get married tomorrow, but I want to see where we could take this. Like, I want something meaningful. And everybody would be like, yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm looking for that too. But how often do you like sex? And I'm
Me?
like,
Oh no. Okay. Then we're not asking me yet again this
no,
week.
no, they were asking me that. They would ask me how often I would like sex. And I would be like, as often as I could get it, of course. But that's not the only thing. I'm like, I'm really trying to have a meaningful relationship. And I'm serious, everything would just go back to sex. So that's all we had. That was
Because
it.
just like I said, online dating, everybody, most of the people are there to just have sex. Like I feel like they're damaged, they're this, they're that, and they're like, you know what? I'm not doing this no more. I'm gonna just get on this thing, and I am gonna go ahead and just get my rocks off. I'm gonna pretend they know they gotta come to the table with something, so they pretend they want that relationship. They pretend they want, companionship when they really just want to fuck.
And that's it. And like I had one, she was a teacher. So I was like, all right, she'll probably be all right. She'll teach her. But I forgot most of them are insane also. So
Very stressful jobs.
it's as stressful as they make it.
No,
But
no, it's a really stressful job. I have taught, and it is a wildly stressful job.
some of them, like this one teacher, we went out a couple of times. Same thing. Boom. We wind up, we sleep together. And she was cool. She was cool. She was more like a friend, but I understood that we were never going to be nothing more than fuck buddies. I understood that. Like just the way she spoke and what she was looking to do. She was like, I just got out of a relationship with my husband after so and so amount of years and blah 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 blah. So I'm like, all right, I understand what I am right now. And
You're
she
you're
what right. So like she would hit me up, I'm lonely right now. Could I come over? Could I hang out? Sure. And she was cool because I can't lie, anything I wanted to do, she was down for. So she was fun, but it wasn't to the point that like we would be in a serious relationship. It was to the point that like, all right, we would enjoy each other's company, and that's it. So like even now to this day, she'll hit me up, and I'm like, I'm busy. I'm busy. But because like I
does she,
also know she has a man now. She deals with a guy.
okay, but did
So
she have feelings about that?
what happened?
Did she have feelings about that? Like, was she like coming back around because she eventually wanted something to click? She
No,
wanted,
she came back around because she liked the D. She has a man. If you got a man and you're still calling me, why are you calling me? There you go.
to be
Yeah,
more
she wants to be.
about your personality
Well, she liked my personality, but I think she liked the
and
D a
your
little more.
components
She
of
likes
your
his personality in the bed.
you may not want outside of the bedroom.
Oh, and the thing with her, we would go out and eat, we would go out and drink and chill. Like I said, we were cool. But it always wound up back in the bedroom.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that you know, like I said, online dating is just like really look. Online dating is almost a job, and it's really stressful. Like it can become a job because you're looking and see if they left you a message. You don't want to give out your phone number too fast. You don't want to like. It's just a lot. It's just a whole lot with that. Like, so I really like. I didn't even get on like a lot of sites. I did what site did I do? Soul Swipe. And it's so funny because my daughter told me. My
Remember,
daughter told me, huh?
I couldn't remember. We were talking about that before you got on.
Soul Swipe. My daughter told me to get on Soul Swipe because it was time for me to find my one. And it's so funny. I kid you not. I spoke to a couple of guys. I met Kevin. Kevin hoodwinked me, y'all, into believing he was. I mean, I'm not saying he don't love the Lord, but I thought he was a little more saved than he.
You did not. I was there. You did not mention Jesus. You mentioned the D. That was all you could talk about was Libras and Scorpios and the D.
Woo!
Yeah.
The D and the D and the
Libra and Scorpio is really,
Right.
really how you call it. Yeah.
Mom, what time is it?
Because it's funny because we remember how me, you, and Noni was like having the discussion about that whole thing in class.
Yes.
It's gonna
Yeah,
go
and we were delivering the turkeys that day. You were in.
What's taking too long?
Oh my God! It was. You were just like off somewhere, and I did online dating on an almost continuous basis for 9 years. I would find myself in like a sort of a situationship and give it a couple of months break, and then I was like later for you, and I get it again, and then some loser that tell me in cycle 14 would be like, "See, you haven't found anybody. You're back again. You should go out with me." No, no, no. I weeded you out in the first cycle. Keep it pushing. Nobody's ever going out with you, fat boy or skinny boy or whatever. And it was just kind of like it stopped being that. It just stopped being that. But I was like, I thought I was so clever. I thought like my profile was so clever. And then a few months in, I asked Dave if like what he read, and he was like, nothing. There was a picture of the sun in your eyes, and that was kind of it for me. Okay, that's what I mean. Men are visual learners.
Aww.
Well, let me tell you, you
Hey.
say men are visual people. I think I'm one of the only men that reads everything that the woman puts up.
Stop reading.
That's me though. I seriously sit there.
I'm saying like 3 months in, Dave is interjecting because his line to me, we met on Halloween, and his line in the chat was, "Do you like to get? You look like a girl that likes to get dressed up."
Mm. And you
And
like that.
oh, you don't know me like that. I'm on a first name basis with like the manager of Bloomingdale's and the manager of DSW and the manager of Nordstrom. Like, hi Diane, how's it going? What do you got for me? Yeah,
But
no, I like to get dressed up.
no, that's cool. That's definitely cool. And
But the thing that I told him I was getting dressed up as was a Packer fan, which was kind of a thing. The picture, I had like my cheese beads on and my Aaron Rodgers jersey.
oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's why, like, if in online dating, I would get like these guys, like, oh, when we go watch a game, are you gonna wear my Giants jersey? I wouldn't put that piece of shit on my body if fucking Wellington Mara rose from the dead and gave me season tickets for the rest of fucking eternity. No, no. Jets jersey, we could negotiate, but your Giants jersey, no. Keep it green. He's in the background. Keep it green. That was
That's
it.
it.
That's it. Keep it green. Jets, Eagles, Packers. If you don't like it, swipe left.
But
You know what's funny? Me and Kevin was just talking about. Sorry, this car is like doing the most right now. we were talking about because my boys were so like I would go on dates with these, online dating, and I would go on these dates. So how I met Kevin was I had on like these short shorts, I had on this cute top. It was the summertime, and my boys was up in arms. Who you going to meet? Who's this dude? Da, 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 da. Right? So we was just talking about that the other night, and he was like, "Look, them short shorts got you a whole husband." He's still 5 years later talking about them short shorts that I wore our first date. So like it's just it's really just you just gotta find that person and talk it out as long as you can, and then like you know
No, I agree
just
with 4-inch heels and buckles all the way up the back.
Mm,
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah.
I like that. I like the lady that dress up like that. That's my thing. But that also gets me in trouble. So, like I said, I just seem to wind up in the bedroom most of the time, and it
Oh, don't
should.
get me wrong. We had a whole year of pictures
Hmm.
of our clothes after we met, of our clothes in my hallway next to the door. A whole year. We made a collage of the clothes on the floor. We started in the late fall, almost winter. So we
Hmm.
like scarves and hats and snow boots and parkas, all the way down to the drawers on the floor right near the door. And then it was like um, leather jackets and sneakers, and then it went to bathing suits and towels. It was like we honestly were dating for a year before we made it out of the hallway. It was like
wow.
the neighbors across the hall and on both sides were married.
That's what's up.
That
That
was
is
what was
cool.
But like I said,
fully
you
detached house for the sake of the neighborhood.
but you guys clicked, and that's the thing. Like,
We definitely, we definitely clicked.
and Sean clicked. Me, I didn't click. I didn't find that click.
Now,
But
here's the thing. Why have you not? What's going on that you're not clicking?
like I said, it was just sex. It seemed like
Well,
all
you
the
gotta
ladies.
tell them, like, as time go on, you need to tell them that, look, I don't want this. I want something meaningful.
Yeah,
Like, you gotta put your cards on the table. Like,
no sex for 90 days.
I don't know about that.
No sex for 90 minutes.
I could do
see,
90
that's
minutes.
what the problem is. You get them addicted, and then you want them to, and they don't know you, and all they want to know is the D. You gotta let
Yeah.
them learn you.
But they can learn you while you're out having dinner, while you're out having drinks. That's how I looked at it. Like, we're out having dinner, we're chilling, we're getting to know each other. But it seemed like everybody I met had somebody, and they were just stepping out on the person they had. So I don't know.
You need to, that should be your wording. Do not contact me if you're in a relationship.
Yeah, I could put that.
You could put
I,
that.
I didn't have nothing like that on my thing, but because I really didn't think that was necessary to put. I thought that was common sense.
No, nothing. That's the whole point of pink flags. Nothing, nothing should be taken for granted. Nothing is common sense. Nothing.
But like Sean, you remember the young lady from school safety that I met up with, that I found out she was married? and Sean told me I really was on it like, all right, what's going on? Um, I felt some, and she told me you can't dictate how a person feels, even if she's in a relationship with someone else. You can't tell that person because I was like, why would she get upset? I don't want to talk to her because she's married. And Sean was like, that's how she feels. You can't you can't tell anyone they can't feel a certain way. So that was a lesson learned, but I don't know. I kind of think I come across as like even some of the girls I work with automatically think I'm a player because I'm friendly. Like I'm cool with everybody. Like I'm nice, I'm courteous. So they're like, "Oh, you a player?" No, it's you treat people the way you want to be treated. And because I'm cool with everybody, automatically it's like, "Oh, he's out here trying to bang everything." And it's not like that, but I think sometimes I come across like that. So I'll do what you said. And if I do go back online, I'll put, please do not contact me if you're in a relationship.
What we could do is we could make an experiment where I write your like I write your online dating profile.
Yeah, we can see what's up with that.
We could we could
After I finish with my therapy.
after you finish with therapy. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. Because that's the thing. Like I did online dating and I found the same unacceptable person. Now you find an unacceptable person when you're 21. You know what?
Mhm.
Maybe you don't know better.
Right.
Then I started intensive therapy at like 48 and I went for 3 years. And it was hard. But like when I was done, I was the person that I needed to be in a sustainable and healthy relationship. Is it everything that I want every day of the week? Nope. I ain't gonna lie. Relationships are work. And that's
Mhm.
kind of the thing that, you know, you meet somebody online. Are they willing to do the work? That's where the red flags come in. Because somebody's not ready to do the work or they're not that person. Like they drink too much. Are they willing to quit drinking, go into therapy, go to AA meetings? There's a whole lot of work to be done there. That's a red flag. It's not going to change. The pink flags, you could kind of be like, I don't know how I feel about you. I would like to see if this could be more than sex. And if they're like, oh, it's like this, it's like that, later, too much drama, I gotta go. But if they're like, okay, let's find some common grounds, things to do when we're not in bed.
Right.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, we did a lot of things that were not in the bed in the beginning. We also did a lot of things that should have been in a bed in very public places. But that was kind of like something that we both like thought about a lot. And it was cool. So you can have somebody who you wanna, you know, that you wanna get it all the time. But is it somebody that you could also go to the Yankee game, go to church, go have dinner at your mom's?
Yeah, it's like I said, I really think it comes down to what you said though. It basically is what you put on your profile. how you come across on your profile. Because like I said, my profile, I tried to keep it very generic. I
Yeah.
didn't say a lot because I didn't, like I said, I didn't want to be too intense. I wasn't trying to scare anybody off. I was just like, all right, hi, I'm wise. I enjoy music, blah blah blah, like the little common stuff. And I didn't want to get too serious. But then down the road, like I said, I kept running into the same type women that, like, I guess they were in a situation they weren't happy with, and they just wanted to have fun. And maybe I just online looked like the fun guy, and that's it.
That's not a lie. You are a fun guy.
But there's more to me than just being the fun guy, and that's what I wanted to understand.
Well, you gotta break through.
Right. And like I every one of those ladies that I was telling you about, none of them was a type. Like, I don't have a type. My type is just a cool, down to earth person. Like, I date all cultures, light, dark, whatever. So it wasn't like nobody could say, "Oh, well, he has a type," because it wasn't nothing like that. But I do like outgoing women, like not super conservative, but also, like, I like people that's intelligent, that could sit and hold a conversation. And so I ran the gamut of different people, but I have to try it a little different if I do it again. Like I said, I'm not sure I want to do it again, but if I do it again, I definitely would put that if you're in a relationship, any type of relationship, please don't contact me. That's it.
Yeah. You could like, you can write a title that's like one woman man or one man woman seeking one man woman.
But honestly, I didn't think you would have to do that in your
Oh,
40s and 50s.
that's
In your 40s and 50s, I thought the game was up.
no, I think in the years when people would want to be making babies and making money moves and making a family would be no playing. Now you got nothing to lose.
True.
You got nothing to lose. You made your money.
You
You
had your kids.
you got your kids. You don't have to talk to your siblings. You don't have to talk to your parents. Like my mother, honestly, like Dave's personality and the way he treats me, my mother would have adored him. But if I was 21, the whole not Catholic thing would have stuck to her something fierce. Because she would have probably asked him lots of times, and he would not have been very kind about it. But she would have been like, if you have babies, they have to be baptized, they have to make sacraments, they got to do this, that, the other thing. And I know, as nice a person as he is, he'd be like, hell to the fuck no, 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 no. And where we were in our life, was like his first wife was like similar in her upbringing. And my ex-husband's similar in our like religious upbringing. Like mom took everybody to church and got
Hmm.
everybody dressed up and scrubbed up Sunday morning, came home and made the big dinner. And it was like, you know, Norman Rockwell sort of a thing, even though it wasn't, but it looked like it was. And now you don't have to tell your kids who you're dating.
Not at all.
Not at all. If it got serious, if it got to the point where like you were thinking of moving in together, or you were spending a lot of nights over in their spot.
And I don't even bring people around my kids. Even when they were younger, even now that I'm older, still I'm like, I don't bring nobody around. If I don't think it's something like that's gonna go somewhere, why waste my time?
I think the weirdest thing, I had a friend with benefits, and he came over the house one night. He was like he was a friend. He was never a boyfriend.
Hmm.
And he was like, it was a weird thing. He walked in, and I had been out all day, hanging out, doing stuff. I was in the city, and I met up with him in the city, and he drove me back to my place. The house smelled like weed, and he was a cop.
Mm.
When he left, my kids, now, they did not give me any monthly rent because they were always in the process of trying to move out.
Hmm.
You put a cop in here. Yes, I did. Why'd you do that? He's my friend, and it's my home. Your name is not on any of the paperwork. You, I introduced you to him as like a courtesy. I don't care if you like him. I don't care if you don't like him. He's not ever going to be your dad. No actual fucks given.
Right.
Yeah. And it was so insulting to them that I did that. I'm like, you might come over next week. We might watch a movie. You can't smoke, but maybe I will. Oh, no, that's not fair. That's not funny. It's not. I was over 50. It wasn't about anybody else.
Right. That's true. That's true. Sometimes it got to be just about you,
Yeah.
what you need, what you want at that time. But I guess I got to figure that one out.
But you have, excuse me, you have really nice kids. And
Yeah, and my kids, they're not the type. They don't ask questions. They really don't care. They just want dad happy. So they really don't care what I do. As long as they don't know about it, my daughter, her ears will be bleeding if she's up here listening to what we're talking about. So like I know how they are. They really don't give a damn about anything. They just don't want to hear it from me. They don't want to hear that dad actually still had sex and stuff like that. And I tell them how did they think they got here. So but they don't care about that. Like I said, they just want dad to be happy. So I don't talk to them about none of that stuff or anything like that. But I like I said, if I decide to dip my foot in the pool, I would go about it the way you said. And I would put that I definitely don't want to deal with anybody that's in any type of relationship.
yeah,
So I would definitely say that.
it's nice, like just getting together and meeting somebody and it clicking on only that level and boom, and there you go. That's that's something.
Hmm.
But that's why, and I'm not saying I ever have, but if I hit you on the first date, there will not be a second date
Yeah.
because our relationship has run its full course. You were a hot dummy
Mm.
and everything I could ever hope to have with you,
You had.
I had. And I know that that's like very uncool. That is a really uncool opinion because,
But that's how you feel. There's nothing wrong with that.
right. Because I think that if you wanted more from me, you would have,
But now let me ask you,
yeah,
what if everything is just hitting right on that first date? You guys are connecting. Everything seems cool. He's intelligent. You're having fun. You just have that chemistry.
no lie. No lie. Absolutely no lie. That was me and Dave on our first date. We were in the bungalow bar. The I had on this like long cardigan with like stitching. The button went flying across the room. It was everything. And I was like, we're in my car and we're like making out and hands and fingers and toes and it's all going on. And I'm like, get out of my car. Wait, what? You need to get out of my car because I need to go home. I don't fuck on the first date. Straight like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Thursday and he got out of my car. And I had a lot of, I think on his way home, he texted me, thank you for a lovely evening. And I was like, radio silence till Sunday morning. Sunday morning, he texted me, like, would you like to hang out again soon?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, because if I made him get out of my car and he did not hit me back, then he wasn't who I thought he was.
Right.
And if I slept with him, when he left, either that night or the next morning, I would have talked myself right out of the relationship.
Mm.
My head would have been like, that's just a dirty bird. He's not a good guy. The situation is A or B or C. Like, do you really want to date somebody with like children in junior high? Like, do you really want to, like, all the what ifs
Mm-hmm.
would have been screaming at each other in my brain. So I did what I needed to do. You need to get out of my car, get into your car, and go. I drove away from him like my ass was on fire
Because you liked them.
because it was all I could do not to like make a U-turn.
Right. And I understand that.
Because I knew. And it's like after 9 years of, like, I can think of times where it went the other way. Like, I thought, wow, wow, wow. This guy is like the whole thing. And then 2 days later, I text him, hey, how you doing? You littered on the beach. Oh, okay. I didn't mean it. No, I'm really a beach person and I can't be with somebody who littered on the beach. Yep,
Wow.
pink flag right there. That's
Yes.
that's the line in literally the line in the sand.
Yes. You don't need that.
Yeah, and poof. And I'm like,
You definitely don't need that. But my whole thing is online dating, it could be great for some. It could be a mess for others. It to me, it's all about how you go about it
Yeah.
and what do you want out of it.
Well, you know what you want going forward. That's kind
Right.
of why. That's why you're doing this now,
Hmm.
because you are in the wise exploration. You are like learning you.
Right. Right. Definitely. And it's nothing wrong with that. You know, you got to understand it and you make it work for you. Well, and it's about that time, right?
It totally is about that time, and I have consumed two really good old fashions.
Oh, okay. Well, so next week, I mean, the next podcast is going to be about dating at work.
Dating at work.
That will be
Oh
very
yeah.
interesting.
Oh,
But I guarantee we all have stories about that one.
have really interesting. We may actually need a rehearsal meeting.
Okay, I'm down for that.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Same to you. It's
Guys.
always a pleasure.
Always.
Thanks to my boy Raul that always checks in.
Always.
Thanks,
Always.
thanks to everyone that checks us out. And we'll see you on the next podcast.
2 weeks
2
from
weeks.
Wednesday.
All right. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye bye.